Let's be honest, most people have no clue what it takes to go from this to this. And even if they are doing well in the diet, eating healthy, they still fall off because they choose the wrong exercises. Exercises that end up shooting them in the foot. In this video, we're going to get into the best exercises for getting lean, ranked from the best to the worst. Let's get into it. Now, of course, I have to start this video by saying all of these methods will work insofar as they help you achieve a calorie deficit. So we know that that's the main goal, but we also have to think about the trade-off of how much energy you expend and what you get in return, as well as how much you can actually look good, not just lose weight, because who wants to just lose weight and become skinny? You want some muscle as well, right? So bearing these factors in mind, we're gonna rank the top 10 exercises. I'm gonna do it randomly and we're gonna put them in the ranking system. So let's start with running. Now, running is popular nowadays. Everybody's going on runs. Everybody's wearing the cool running gear. It's a dating club. It's a run club. We like runs because it's good for cardio. It's good for your heart health. It's good to be moving after the pandemic. But is it effective at losing fat? No. Running just makes you super hungry after your run because it causes a massive hunger spike, and it's not actually that effective at losing weight. This is why a lot of people will go on runs for years and maintain their weight. This is why I played football for 5 years in high school and still kept that chubby belly with me the whole time. You think you've done a lot of exercise because you went on a run, you're sweating, you get the runner's high. Then you start to feel like you deserve to eat a lot because you sweated and ran a lot. You feel good, but in the end, you didn't burn that much calories and you're super hungry. So you almost always eat more than you ran. That's why jogging, running, go smack bang in 7th. Now let's look at jump rope. Jump rope is an exercise that is much better than running when it comes to losing fat because it's not so exhausting unless you're doing it in the scorching sun. You can kind of take it easy. Your heart rate is elevated compared to just slow walking, but it is a good way to up your heart rate just a little bit, not as much as going on long runs because you're just in the same spot. It's less fatiguing on the body and it actually does burn quite a lot of calories compared to what you think it might. So jump roping, smack bang in number 4. Next is the yoga, the hot yoga, the slow yoga, cool yoga, whatever it is. Yoga has a lot of benefits, mindset benefits, calming benefits, lowering cortisol benefits. This is low-key huge because when you do yoga, and it's normally coupled with breathing and meditation and kind of calming the body and calming your breath and lowering your heart rate, these kind of yoga will lower your stress level. I've been in situations where after a yoga class, I feel so serene and calm, and these things are usually very good for going on a diet because stress leads you to eat more. Now, if you're talking about this hot yoga, sweaty hot yoga that's actually really difficult, then you actually have this like 1 hour tiring workout session and you can actually feel starving after a yoga class. So with yoga, it really depends. Are you doing that really slow stretching, relaxing yoga, in which case it's really good? Are you doing the hot yoga, sweaty 1 hour difficult yoga? Then it's not so good, which is why it goes in 6th. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It is what it is. Let's talk about walking. Walking is absolutely insane when it comes to getting lean. It's just about the most effective thing you can do because it again lowers cortisol. It's not mentally fatiguing. It's easily integratable into your life, as in you can do it while listening to music, while listening to a podcast, while talking to a friend, while thinking about your business ideas, your content ideas. It actually burns more calories than you think, and it's very slow, so it doesn't cause that huge hunger spike that we talked about with running. This is why walking is the best cardio for weight loss. Now, it does also come with incline walking, which is now kind of trendy. Everybody's talking about incline walking. Incline walking, again, is very good in the same way that jump roping is because it elevates the heart rate just a little bit more than the slow walking. So it does burn more calories, but it doesn't cause that huge hunger spike of running and other crazy hard sports. So incline walking, I'll put with walking, and they go ranking straight into number 2. So you might be wondering, what the hell is number 1? Number 1 is lifting weights. That is by far the best exercise for losing weight and getting lean. And I'll give you 2 reasons why. There are multiple reasons, but I'm just going to give you 2. Number 1 is that it actually builds muscle. What that means is that as you lose weight, you're going to preserve muscle, you're going to show muscle, so you're going to look good. which is the point, right? You want to look good. And number 2, and this is even crazier, because you're building muscle, your base caloric burn goes up, which means it becomes easier and easier to lose weight while doing less and less. Does that make sense? Because it just takes more energy to be alive as you, the human being. So lifting weights raises your base metabolic rate. It burns calories really effectively, and it doesn't, if you do it right, if you do focus on strength training, it doesn't cause crazy hunger spikes. So in many ways, it is the best. If you don't want to lift weights in that bodybuilding way that leaves you tired and gives you the same crazy hunger spikes as running, and you want just a minimalist system that's going to be super focused on building that aesthetic body that's perfect with a calorie deficit so you can get lean, then grab Aesthetic Body Blueprint with the first link in the description. It is my tried and tested routine. It's going to carve out that aesthetic body in no time. So check that out. Next, ball sports and water sports. We're talking football, basketball, baseball, water polo, swimming, surfing. I've always loved sports. You name a sport, I've probably tried it at some point and loved it. Do I think it's important to have a sporting hobby? Yes. Is it healthy for your mind and your health? Yes. Just like running, it's all great. Is it great for losing weight? No, it's not. For the same reason as running, except ball sports and water sports make you 2 times more hungry than running. And you know what I'm talking about. If you've played these sports, what happens after a surfing session or like a swimming session? You are absolutely starving. You could destroy a whole KFC bucket by yourself. Now you might be saying, whoa, have you looked at the professional swimmers, the surfers, they're all ripped. Yes, of course, with every sport, with every situation, runners, whatever, you're gonna find athletes that are ripped. Those are professional athletes. In most cases, these guys are actually training so much, they're burning so much calories with this that they struggle to eat as much as they burn. But you're not that, are you? You're not a professional surfer. You're not somebody who's geared his whole life towards performance in these sports. So for you, when you are the hobbyist, these kind of things will cause massive spikes in cortisol, massive spikes in hunger, and it's gonna shoot you in the foot, which is why ball sports and water sports land in number 9. There is a sport that is even worse. It's arguably one of the worst sports for losing fat, and that is darts. Darts, unless again you're a professional, and even if you are a professional, I mean, it requires very little movement. I admit that it probably requires a lot of concentration. The only thing moving is really that range. This is all you do. If you're again not a professional, where does darts happen? You got some drinks, you got some beers, you got some cocktails, you're in a bar, you're in a pub. I mean, need I say more? It's the worst hobby, sport, exercise to burn fat. Next, if you can call this exercise, I don't know. I wondered about putting this in there, and that is sex. Sex is a great exercise because it can do a lot of things. It's actually shown to, if you do it fairly regularly, to help with testosterone, which is obviously a hormone that helps us build muscle. It is also shown to just give you some relaxation in some ways, and so it can lower your stress, and just it's a great cardio. It's a great cardio. It always burns a lot of calories. It's very rare that you will be in a surplus if you have a bunch of the good times. I don't know what I'm talking about, but sex really lands in number 5, sprinting. Sprinting is so much better than jogging if you want to lose weight, because it's an explosive full body movement. It's shown to increase your human growth hormone, shown to increase testosterone. And just look at sprinters, even non-professional sprint athletes, they have a very developed aesthetic body usually, because it's such a full body explosive exercise. It relies a lot on strength and power, a lot like lifting weights. What goes in number 8? It's martial arts. Jiu-jitsu is amazing for some people to lose weight, but for the majority of people, you get absolutely chubby jiu-jitsu athletes, absolutely skinny jiu-jitsu athletes. You get all types. Martial arts, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, for exactly the same reason. They are amazing. I love them. Do it. But if you put a gun to my head and said you had to lose weight, I would say it's actually not that effective. It has the same pitfall as a lot of the other things that we talked about that raises your heart rate so much. It gives you this false sense of security that you have burnt an insane amount of calories. It makes you think you deserve a truckload of steaks because you exerted so much energy. But in fact, intentional exercise in a human's day burns very little. Most of it is burnt by your base metabolic rate, like you just being you, just pumping blood and staying alive. And that goes up if you build muscle, which which is why lifting weights is number one. And then the next biggest thing is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is fidgeting, moving around, going to the toilet, walking. So those two things burn the most in your day. Staying alive, building muscle is going to increase that, and walking and fidgeting. That's it. Intentional exercise, whatever else we do, it's lower down. So martial arts, I guess if you did like slow kung fu, that might be alright, but most martial arts, you're pretty heavy panting. I left out some exercises, but using those ideas of how much it's gonna make you crave food after, think about that, and you can judge that by how high your heart rate goes while you do it. So use this how you will. Again, I'm not saying don't do these exercises. Everything that I mentioned, it's better to do them than not do them. I'm just saying, if we solely take the fat loss aspect and getting lean aspect and looking good aspect, these things would be ordered in this way. And again, if you want to build muscle as you lose fat and just do the most effective fat loss exercise on planet Earth, which is lifting weights and gearing it towards lifting heavier weights, not just burning out in the gym, get Aesthetic Body Blueprint, because that's going to show you exactly how to do that, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. All right. Hope this video helps. See you next week.